I'm Aiman, and welcome back to one of my DIY videos. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to assemble the Craftsman S2000 tool chest, bottom and top. So we're going to get right to it. We have the bottom right here and the top down here. You can get a view of the box if you'd like. For this job, we're going to need a screwdriver or a 10mm socket and a knife. And it would be helpful if you had some sort of padding so that you can flip over the cart onto it to avoid getting it scratched. Okay, so we're going to start with the bottom. Okay, so for this job, we're going to need to put on a handlebar and we're going to need to put on casters. So the casters is what we need to flip over the box for. Sorry, what we need to flip over the cabinet for. And the goal of this video is to try to show you how to do it by myself. I'm very light and I'm not super strong, but I'm by myself. So that's going to be the hardest part of this. There are videos out there already showing you how to do it, but those tend to be by very large men. So the challenge right now is to try to do it with my strength and my size. So first I'm going to open this up. I positioned the foam so that when we flip over the cart, it's right on top of the foam. So we'll see how that works. I'm cutting a flap so that I can unfold the flap. And hopefully get it on top. Okay. So this is what it looks like coming out of the box. I'm gonna cut this side as well. Now the video I saw, they put it onto the foam on this side. But I figure since we're going to be flipping it on its side, I'm just going to put it directly here. So, first off, let's see if I can do this by myself. This is a relatively heavy unit. I think it's about 300 to 400 pounds. So, okay, it looks like I can lift it from one side. That might not be something a lot of people who are my size can do, just saying. But I'm just gonna try to give it a go. Okay, so in case it wasn't obvious, this is the top. You can tell because it has this ridge and because it lacks the holes for the casters. And so what I'm going to do, it would be a good idea to get like a block to put under, so that you can lift it up with your one hand and then put the block under and then get both your hands under and then flip it up. But we'll see if I can just wedge the very tip of my shoe under it where my feet isn't. It's not going to get crushed because my feet aren't there. And then lift it up completely and then just set it down on the foam. Okay? So while we're here, you can see what the bottom of it looks like. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the case. You kidding me? So it looks like part of it broke off. You can see this is the cap that's supposed to go here. Sorry, my dad corrected me. This is the rivet that's supposed to go here. Not good first impression for quality. I will say, like, when you put the casters on, you know, it's gonna get fixed, but not ideal. The reason that when we bought this, we could have gotten free assembly, And the reason that we didn't do free assembly is because we were worried that they might incorrectly assemble it or damage it while they assemble it. It looks like, that didn't even matter because it's kind of messed up on arrival. But anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to get the casters, and the casters are actually in a box in one of the drawers. So we're going to take the keys out. What does this say? I have inspected this product with care and hope that you will have many years. It doesn't matter. Okay, so here's the keys. You can also open these drawers before you flip it over. Here's what we get. We get the box with the casters. Let's put that in here. The instruction manual and a few mats. While we're here, we also get this handle, which I believe can only be installed on one side. So it's very important to take note of which side you can install the handle on. And that side will be the side that has the holes for the handle. This side doesn't have the holes for the handle, so this is probably the side without the handle, which means that the non-fixed casters are gonna go here. Sorry, no. The straight casters are gonna go there. Okay. And what I mean by straight casters are these casters that, as you can see, can only go straight. There are these other two heavy-duty casters that have the ability to swivel, and they also have locks on them. Ooh, very strong locks, in fact. Okay. And here are the accompanying screws. So it looks like these screws are either flathead, or you can use, it looks like 10mm hardware. It is 10mm hardware. Okay, so you want to get your screwdriver out or your ratchet wrench and affix the casters to the bottom of the cart. While we're here, it's a good idea to close your drawers. I believe that's the only drawer that has anything inside of it. So one additional safety thing you can do is just lock the drawers. This will be important when you're trying to flip it back onto the ground. Okay. And let's take the casters and move to the underside of the car. Okay, again, when you push around the cart, you want to make sure that the side closer to you has the swivel so that it's easier to control. That's why the straight ones go on this side. They go on the side that isn't being pushed by you. And okay, I think it's gonna work. We're gonna take our screws. In this case, my ratchet wrench. And we're just going to install our hardware. Okay. These are pretty short screws, so you're probably not going to need a power tool for this. It probably might be better to just get a regular ratchet wrench, because all you need to do is just tighten them like a few turns. And my Milwaukee is actually not thin enough to fit in, so I will need to use a wrench. All right, so here I have a 10mm spanner. This I recommend because you can't get quite a exact fit because there's these ridges on the side. So you want to have something that can articulate to be able to turn it while it's diagonally. And also you can't have something too thick because, like I demonstrated with the Milwaukee, there's not enough clearance. And also here I have my lovely mom supervising our process.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, just a few turns. Try to get a snug fit plus an eighth of a turn, maybe a quarter of a turn. Okay. All right. Same thing on the other side. So I'm just gonna skip through this. And if you're wondering, these are symmetrical, so there's not really a wrong side. You can have the bolt facing the outside, but that's not really gonna matter that much. Interesting. I wonder if the spanner is broken. I hear it skipping. Like that. Interesting. This might be its last job. All right, next, at the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to install the other pair of casters. This one's also symmetrical, so and it also swivels, so it doesn't matter which way you do it. We gotta speed it up here because it's starting to rain. Oh, one thing you can do is make sure that your wheels are on straight, like sort of level, when you install them. Should help with the lifespan of your cart. Although as I was assembling this, my dad did complain there was a few minor annoyances like paint job, and like I mentioned before, that rivet popping off is not a good look. Yeah, good. Yep. Huh, interesting. They only give us exactly 16 screws. You don't get an extra one, so just keep that in mind. I think this is the first time I've gotten a tool or something to assemble that doesn't have extra screws with it. Okay. No. Looks like these are not 10mm. But 9mm. Okay, so that's why my 10mm wrench was skipping. Looks like it's actually 9mm, but my Milwaukee unfortunately does not have a 9mm attachment because it's too big. So I guess I'll just do this manually with a 9mm. I'll get back to you. All right, my dad suggested, this is an American-made tool cart. maybe it uses imperial bolts. So we got a 3/8 inch socket. Looks like it's the right fit. So instead of 10mm, use a 3/8 inch socket or wrench. Okay. And I guess, like I was saying to my dad, this is kind of overkill for the job. But that's a bit of a tight fit. Okay. That's not good. Okay. Okay. Okay, so like I pointed out, this screw here just spins freely. Which is very unfortunate. This, it just shows the kind of quality that Craftsman is. It's kind of bad because it says it's made in the USA. There's supposed to be some pride in that, But with that being said, we have our casters on. You might want to go back and just double check that to make sure that all of them are tight. I think they're all pretty tight. So next step is going to be flipping this back up and installing the handles. Okay, so this is supremely unsafe if we just let this be. So we're gonna put some gasket maker. It's basically like a thread locker on this screw just to make sure it doesn't fall out. I mean, it already feels kind of tight in there. But just to be safe, because this is a pretty substantially heavy tool cart. So let's put this gasket maker on this screw. And as we screw it in, it'll form a sort of washer around it. Keep that in there nice and tight. Okay. Make sure it's not cross-threaded. Put that in there. Right. Now we're going to tighten it. Still a bit scary, but I mean, what can you do? Right? Okay, so making sure that these are all firm. What you want to do next is you want to lock these back casters and then flip this over. So to lock them, you just want to pull them towards the bottom. See? Now it's locked. Same thing here. Okay. And then move everything out of the way of the path. And then we're going to tilt it back. This is probably going to be the most scariest step of the process, especially when it tilts on the wheel. So just be prepared for this. And if I fail, it's going to hit our car, so. Okay, this pivot point is where I need to come here and let it down gently. And there we go. actually, that didn't feel heavy at all. I'm not gonna lie, when that came down, as long as you position yourself properly, this should come down relatively easily. All right, coming over this side, we can now attach the handle. The hardware for the handle, or the screws for the handle, are inside this packaging. You can only install the handle on one side, which is on the right side. And they also only give us 4 screws for it. No extras. Okay, so honestly, I don't know why these are... They should just use the same screws for everything. There's no reason that the bottom screws had to be bolts, and these ones are just regular screws. Hopefully this fits with my my drill, because I'm thinking right now I might need a screwdriver to actually be able to reach it. Okay, and let's see if that's true. Yeah, you'll need an actual screwdriver for this. It's kind of hard to fit this in. Okay, so now just tighten all the screws. All right, that's the bottom drawer assembled. Nice. Okay, so that's the bottom assembled. Now we're going to try to get the top out and get it onto the bottom drawer. Okay, so before I move on to the top, one thing I want to point out is there's a, seems like a there's a defect here. I'm not sure if it's the manufacturer or the Lowe's, but these 2 holes here are kind of raised in a weird way. It looks like someone, put a hook into it and used it to raise the chest, which leads me to think that maybe it was Lowe's fault that these holes have this sort of weird shape to them. And I don't think they're meant to be this way, because they're not symmetrical. Like, this one's raised on this side and this one's raised on this side, so if it was meant to be that way, they would be raised on opposite sides. Just one thing I want to note, because I feel like so far we've had a pretty terrible experience with, oh, and you can see there's dents here, and we've had a pretty terrible experience, not just getting it, because Lowe's kind of screwed up the delivery. They didn't send this with the initial shipment. And we expect made in USA quality, and so far it's just kind of been disappointing. I got this as a gift for my dad. It's a Father's Day gift, so this is kind of shameful. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna get the top on. I got to move this out of the way, because I'm going to cut this box up and lay it flat. So let's push it out. So the interesting thing about putting this top piece on is that it's very heavy. It's about 200 to 300 pounds. And this time, there's not a very easy way for one person to do it, because you actually have to get it on top. But what I've seen people try is they push the cart up against the wall, its handle to the wall. They put a piece of cardboard here, and then they flip over the top and try to push it up, it pivoting on this corner, and then push it on to the side. That's how you can do it with one person. We don't have a wall here that would be really good for that. Maybe that concrete would be good. But just for the sake of the video, I'm going to try to demonstrate that. We'll see how it works. And another thing is, like, the box arrived pretty dinged up. That's another thing that's pretty disappointing about the delivery. I guess to add insult to injury, you know, it's raining. So, not to put any pressure, but this has just been a pretty unpleasant experience. Okay, so this is the front of the top tool chest. There's a key on the top flap. You can use it to open the top chest, or sorry, the top flap. You'll get a mat in here, and in order to access the drawers, there's a locking mechanism here. This lever here, you just, it looks like you take out this little piece here. Okay, let me just be careful here. I think you pull this back and then pivot it out. I know I'm supposed to remove this because it says remove on it. I guess you just slide it out. Okay? So we're going to pull this back, move it to the right, pull it forward. Now we have access to the drawers. Okay? And as you can see, we get more mats in here. And the instructions. Okay. So we're going to lock those again. Pull the flap down and lock it. Okay, so we don't have time to show you how to lift it up by yourself because it's raining. So me and my dad put the top tool chest on. As you can see, it's dented in the back. So very shameful. So that's the tool chest assembled. I know this is a bit of a rough video, but it's kind of to show you the process of assembling this and also to show you kind of the defects that we encountered when we received this product. But now that it's done, we're gonna wheel it into the garage and we're gonna call this video done. So I want to clarify that none of the damage that we see on this came from us putting this up. Like on the back here, we had just balloons in the back, that was there already. And and another thing is over here, what is this? Hello? And here too. Actually, down here, you can see it's kind of ballooning a bit too. There's manufacturing defects everywhere on this top chest. And it infuriates me because I paid $800 for this combo. So I expect good quality. I bought this for my dad. So, and right now I'm thinking about, you know, calling Lowe's and getting a replacement because this is just disappointing. I know it's a small thing, but just the fact that this doesn't fully line up flush against the back, you know, dust can collect here, dirt can get in there. I don't know what to do. You know, if it was just one small dent, then, you know, we could overlook it and we wouldn't return it, but it's just all over the place. Like, the bottom cabinet was okay, but the top chest, again, has just inconsistencies everywhere. What is this gap? Hello? And everything else I pointed out before, I think we're going to return this. No, we are going to return this. We're going to get it back to Lowe's and get a replacement because, you know, my dad deserves better than whatever this is. And I hate to end the video on such a low note, but I guess the fortunate thing is that, hey, we assembled it. And the top part, which was, you know, the top part is bad, but you don't have to do any assembly. So at least we can say, at least we can easily replace this. But that's going to be all for this video. I know it's a pretty long video, but with this assembly video, you get to kind of experience what we have, our experience with this product, and also get to see its effectiveness. Because I know when we were looking to buy this product, we also saw a lot of people complaining about the bad quality of the manufacturing. So if you also got this tool chest and you also saw the same things, please comment down below. If you didn't, also comment down below. But I want to see the ratio of good to bad. But I'm Aiman, and thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and look at other videos on EyeOnAiman, especially future videos on this cabinet. We're also doing a bit of a cleanup of this garage, so maybe I'll do a video on how I did that. But I'll see you then. I'm Aiman, and signing out.